Welcome to another episode. My name is carinabelmonte. I'm a personal branding coach and creative entrepreneur. And on this channel, we talk about Instagram Reels and how can they help you build up your personal brand. So today, the topic is how can you create faceless Reels? Yes, I know a lot of people, it's like, I want to create Reels, but I don't want to show my face. So these are great ideas for you if you're one of those that wants to be in Reels, but not show your face just yet. Okay, so right now is who is great to make faceless Reels. So actually for everyone. So if you're into travel, if you're into fashion, if you love to share your lifestyle, the way you dress, the way you take your breakfast, anything, you like to share mini vlogs, you are into cooking and you want to share step by step, you're a graphic designer, video producer, photographer, these are all great ways that you can implement your knowledge into faceless Reels, okay? Because you have the power of showcasing what is that you want to do, who you want to show it to, and it all comes down to who you are and what is that you want to do and share with your audience. Always remember that. Okay, so we're gonna go into 3 tips onto how can you create this faceless Reels for who works and what are some ideas that you can grab from this video so you can start creating your faceless Reels. So idea number 1 or tip number 1, focus on understanding that this is a behind the scenes look of your knowledge of what you can do. So for example, like I said, if you're into photography or into the graphic design or into video, right here are some examples that really actually will work for you. As you can see, this person is showcasing the photography that she did with animals. This one is focusing on step by step of how to do a great graphic design. And also this person is showing how can you create and filter up your photography with this step by step. So these are some ideas. You can watch them again so you can take a look of what you can do if you're into these creative routes. Now, if you love cooking, is something that you really are into and you're a chef or you're an upcoming chef, this is another great idea of sharing step by step of how you can do it. So a great example that I always want to share is Korean vegan. Right over here, what she does is she shows up cooking and everything, but also sharing her story. So it's a way that she presents her brand by cooking and by sharing her voice. She doesn't use any trending tracks. She just uses her own presence and voice. So it's something that you want to do, not if you don't cook, that's fine, but you can have an idea of integrating your photographer with your own voice, share a story, all that. As I said, remember, this is a behind the scenes look of what you can do. Also, ones that I love is travel right over here. There is an integration between lifestyle and travel and all that you can do, and you can showcase where you have been, where you have traveled, what is your favorite place. So this is a great example. Now, if you're a digital entrepreneur and you want to show up the way that your product works, how can it help other creators, other coaches, other entrepreneurs, this is another great way of showing a behind the scenes without showing your face on the step-by-step you created this digital product. For who does it work, what was the passion and the voice behind it, what is the identity of this digital product. This is another great idea that I can offer to you to create faceless Reels. This is right over here. You can see how she created this reel and it's wonderful. And another idea that I have seen some people use with faceless Reels is putting quotes that they love, sharing a thought, sharing something, or sharing also someone from something else that is not you. It's just you love this video from Denzel Washington or Matthew McConaughey and you shared it and it's a reshare of someone else's content on YouTube or anything. Always with their credit, of course. These are some ideas. So then let's go to tip number 2. How can you edit them? How can you make them more aesthetic? How can you make them more beautiful? You have 2 options. You can use your own voice. You can share your voice. Now you're not sharing your face, but you share your voice. Also, you can use a trending track and you can edit it step by step. Look into how this track is being used with other faceless Reels. How can you improvise? How can you make it happen? And how can you make it fun? Remember that although you don't show your face, doesn't mean you cannot make it fun. It doesn't mean you cannot show your hands. It doesn't mean you cannot show your presence, your voice. It doesn't mean you cannot show the way you like to wear some clothes, what is the coffee that you use, all that, okay? And also, another tip for editing is, remember, this is a behind the scenes, so you get as creative as you want to the ideas, you have fun. There's no right or wrong way of editing. There's just the way you share your story. Remember, faceless Reels are to share something that you know, that you want to share with your audience, and that brings power to it. So tip number 3 is, Remember, although you're not showing up your face, it doesn't mean that you don't get to share a story behind it. So that's very important that I always tell my clients, my students, and you, my audience. Although you're not sharing your face, doesn't mean you cannot share your story. So that's why I always give the example of Korean vegan. Although she shares her face sometimes right over here, most of it is sharing herself through their food, through some photography and all that. Okay, so that's another way. And a final tip that I want to go to is, okay, you want to show your face, you're great, you're into it, but you also want to make some faceless reels. That's totally fine. And also you can even use photography that you took from yourself, doing some poses, doing some food, doing some graphic design, and you're just showing up in another way, okay, through photography. So those are some ideas that I give you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So just to recap and remember, you can use this as a lifestyle blog. You can use this as a cooking channel. In a way, you don't show your face, but you show what your skills. And also, if you love travel, if you're a travel blogger, if you're a photographer, this is another way, another journey to share your skills. So there's a lot of opportunity to do Faceless Reels. So let's get into it. Let's make it happen. And I hope you enjoy the process. Connect with me if you have any questions.